Mubyeyi urifuza guteganyiriza umwana wawe ejo heza, gana mu mashuri ya apejerwa ariyo Lycée de Ruhango-IKIREZI hamwe na Emeru Intwari. Muri Lycée de Ruhango-IKIREZI tubafitiye amashami akurikira: Culinary Art cyangwa se ibijyanye n'ubutetsi, hari level 1, level 3, level 4 ndetse na level 5. Food and Beverage Services tubafitiye level 3, level 4 ndetse na level 5. Tubafitiye kandi Accounting cyangwa se ibaruramari level 3, level 4 ndetse na level 5. Tubafitiye n'ubukanishi bw'amamodoka mu byiciro bikurikira: Auto Engine Technology level 3, Auto Transmission and Control System Technology level 4, Automobile Transmission and Control System Technology level 5. Tubafitiye n'ubwubatsi Masonry level ya 3, level ya 4 ndetse na level ya 5. Tubafitiye Tourism ubukerarugendo level ya 3, iya 4 ndetse n'iya 5. Turabibutsa ko tubafitiye n'icyiciro rusange Tonkome. Naho muri Emeru Intwari tubafitiye amashami y'umwaka umwe akurikira: Automotive Technology ubukanishi bw'amamodoka level ya mbere, Hairdressing ubwiza no gutunganya umusatsi level ya mbere, Tailoring ubudozi level ya mbere, Masonry ubwubatsi level ya mbere. Muri aya mashuri yombi tubafitiye abarimu b'inzobere harimo n'abaturuka hanze y'igihugu. Tubafitiye kandi n'amacumbi y'abakobwa ndetse n'ay'abahungu. Abanyeshuri bacu bakora ingendo shuri mu gihugu ndetse no hanze yacu. Tubaha umwanya wo kwimenyereza umwuga mu bigo bijyanye n'ibyo biga. Dukorera kandi graduation abanyeshuri basoje amasomo yabo. Aya mashuri aherereye mu mujyi wa Ruhango hafi ya gare. Ku bindi bisobanuro mwaduhamagara kuri 0788366219 cyangwa se 0722356668. Mwanaduhamagara kandi kuri 0788366213 cyangwa se 0788202282. Mwanadusura kuri website y'ishuri www.apejerwa.ac.rw. Umurimo ukozwe neza utuma batugirira icyizere.
I greet everybody. Now is time of teaching or training the student of level 5 masonry. Welcome to Lycée de Ruhango-IKIREZI Emeru Intwari. My name is Zizera Jean-Paul. My telephone number is 0783888064. Today, we are with the student of level 5 masonry in the sector of construction. Now, we are going to teach you surveying instrument as is used in construction operation. Observe the following picture. Here there is a picture of Dumpy level and Theodolite, and the person who are reading the instrument, reading in the instrument called the Dumpy level. Observe well. Here there is a question to answer. Here there is a question to answer if you have observed well the picture. What have you seen on the picture? What are he doing? Can you guess the topic of today? Remember, we are in a surveying instrument, but I need that you can guess the topic of today according to the picture you have seen. I give you a topic. Now the topic of today is using Dumpy level and Theodolite instrument as required in surveying operation. Remember, we are in surveying instruments, competence called operate surveying instrument. Learning now also learning unity 2. Use of surveying instrument, equipment, and tool. Learning outcome, it is also use surveying instrument, equipment, material, and tool. Now, the topic of today, as you have observed on the picture of Dumpy level and Theodolite, the topic of the day is using Dumpy level Theodolite instrument as required in surveying operation. This topic or this session has also objective. Remember, you must catch well this objective in order to flow well this session. Remember that at the end of the session, you must have an assignment in order to see where if the objective has been achieved. The first objective is know correctly part of Dumpy level and Theodolite as used in surveying operation. Please know correctly part of Dumpy level and Theodolite as used in surveying operation. Explain correctly all steps involved in setting Dumpy level and Theodolite as used in surveying the site. When you survey the site, you must follow the step when you are using the Dumpy level and the Theodolite. So those steps you must know well how to explain it. Also, you will know to take data correctly from Dumpy level and Theodolite as required in surveying operation. Remember, in the first learning unity, we have seen more about surveying. What is surveying? We have seen that surveying is the art of determining the relative position of a point on, above, or beneath the earth's surface by means of direct or indirect measurement of distance, direction, and elevation. Remember, I have told you distance, direction, and elevation. Suppose that we have here an axis. This is x-axis and the y-axis. It means on this there is a length here. This length, it is now a distance. And here there is what you call direction, either from here as north. So the direction here is different from the direction here. It means the angle of direction or direction of this line is different. Either here may be 40 degrees and here can be what? Can be 70. So the direction, if this is north, south, west, and east. So the direction north to east of this line is different. So now in surveying we study the distance. Either suppose it is a car which travel from Butare to Kigali, on this direction and another on this direction. So it means the direction of this and this is different. So also we will need also what we call elevation in surveying. Suppose here, suppose if you have like a box, it means here this may be elevation which called Z. It means here there is a 3 dimension which now Z, which is elevation. Now Z, X and Y. Y, X, it means this is Y now is latitude in surveying, is considered as latitude. And X is considered as departure. It means X, Y, and Z. This is the 3 coordinates that is needed in surveying in order to gain the relative position of a point. Each point must have 3 coordinates, X, Y, and Z. Remember, in the first learning unit you have studied. So each point has its different coordinate in order to have their position, X, Y, and Z. Remember, in surveying we studied about X, Y, and Z, which is the position of a point. So in surveying, remember, we have to discover or to determine all of those. In engineering or in construction, surveying is used for preparation of map, plan, for the planning and design of the structure, as well as assuring that the construction take place to the dimension and tolerance required. So surveying now is now needed for making a plan or map in order to plan or to design the structure that we construct. That is why the surveying is needed, remember. Engineering surveying also, survey that help to determine the quantity or give a sufficient data to design of engineering work. It means when you have, suppose this is a ground, this is a ground. So we will need the difference in elevation between there. So this point A and B. So you will need now to know the quantity of soil that you will cut in order to have a leveled plot when you are going to set a building. So surveying is now used for determining the quantity or giving sufficient data to design engineering work. Also, the data we take in surveying is now used for design the structure. So you understand that surveying is essential in engineering work. Remember, our topic of today is to use Dumpy level and Theodolite. Let's now see about how to use or see more about Dumpy level. Dumpy level is instrument used in surveying to provide horizontal line of sight instrument used to provide horizontal line of sight. When you want to sight in front, it means the damp level gives you horizontal line of sight, not inclined up or down. So it is horizontally. A damp level has parts. This is the several parts of a damp level. Telescope, eyepiece, as you see there, lay shade, objective end, longitudinal bubble, focusing screw, foot screw, upper parallel plate, diaphragm, adjusting screw, bubble tube adjusting screw, transverse bubble tube, and the foot screw, as shown on the figure here. You see the figure of damp level. The number on the part is correspond to their name in the other part. See where? So each part on the damp level is used in order to take where the data, in order that data will be used for designing or for calculating the quantity, either for the quantity of the soil that can be removed in excavation in order to have a leveled plot. To conduct a damp level survey, the following instrument is required. You can't use a damp level only for taking data. There is another instrument that is required in order to take your data. It means the first you have a damp level and you will need a tripod for fixing your damp level. And also you will need emitter staff or English staff. That's also called leveling staff, leveling rod, remember in learning unit 1, for taking data. Step for setting a damp level. So you will need to know how to set a damp level. Also, damp level have a similar step for setting. The step for setting a damp level, there is some which is similar for setting a theodolite. Remember, we have to know about damp level and theodolite. Flow here where, because there is a similar step for setting it. Flow here where. When you set a damp level, you set tripod up near the spot you want to measure. Up near the spot you want to measure. Remember, in the first learning unity, we have seen about what we call spot levels. Also not in the first learning unit only, but in level 3, we have seen about spot levels in the building setting out. So the spot level is that the levels that you need to take. The level that you need to take their data. So you put or you set your tripod near the spot you want to measure. Not on the spot, near the spot you want to measure. Then connect your device to the tripod and position it over two leveling staff, leveling screw. So remember, after fix or connect your device on the tripod, you have to use foot screw or leveling screw for level your damp level. Then level the device by adjusting the leveling screw. You level the device adjusting leveling screw using 2 foot screw. Remember, in the setting out you have seen. I remember in level 3. Turn your telescope. You turn your telescope at 90 degree and adjust the third leveling screw. Then you turn your telescope and adjust the third foot screw or leveling screw. Remember, each instrument have 3 foot screw. Now check level and calibration by turning it at 90 degrees. So you check the level and turning it at 90 degrees. Suppose here you see that, check your level. If you have a level, you have to check. But remember, on the theodolite, there is a 90 degrees. You have to turn to the 90 degrees. Now you have finished to set your Dumpy level or theodolite. So, but you need to take data with your theodolite or with your Dumpy level from the staff reading. So, you must know how to read the data from the leveling staff. As you see there, this is staff reading in telescope, but is graduated in meter. It means this is 1.9, it is meter. Then if this 1.9 is meter, it means it start from here on E. Then here it is now 1.900. Remember, you must have a 3 number after comma. So above this, another graduation is now 1.910. You see how to read? 1.910. Then 1.920. Then 1.930. You see, it is according to the graduation from E type, E division. So if it is not at the end of division and in a half or in another part, so you must estimate the third number. It means if it is here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it means now it is 3. But here it is now 1.932. I think you have catch how to read E-type leveling stuff. If you know how to take data from leveling stuff, the first, remember, in the leveling stuff, we will need to take 3 readings from here. Remember, in the telescope, inside the telescope, there is 3 stadia. There is 3 stadia area: upper stadia area, middle stadia area, and lower stadia area. This middle stadia area will give middle reading. Upper stadia area will give upper reading. Lower stadia area will give lower reading, as you have seen in level 3 in building setting out. A typical picture for taking data with a Dumpy level. Here there is a typical picture for taking data. So you see here, This person help to hold staff reading. And this surveyor will read the data from the staff. Inside the telescope, you will see this study area. It is this which is zoomed and you see there. So now this is middle study area which will give middle reading. This is now lower study area which will give lower reading, and above there is a upper study area as you see there which will give upper reading. So the first, remember, in the step of taking data, you set your tripod near the spot level as you see there. You have to set near the spot that you need. But the first you have to know one spot which have a known elevation. The spot which has known elevation is called a benchmark. So suppose now here this is a spot of known elevation called a benchmark. So now you set your tripod near the benchmark and measure the spot. The spot that you need to measure. Then your actual height, and here there is a foresight. The data that taken from benchmark is called a backsight, and for unknown elevation is called a foresight. You see a good picture which summarizes how to take data as we will see in practice. So here there is advantage of Dumpy level in surveying. So Dumpy level is a widely used surveying instrument in surveying. The advantage which has made Dumpy level so popular is given below. Simple construction with few movable parts. It have a few movable parts, few adjustments, and due to their rigidity, it retain it to adjust for a long time. And the high optical power. It have a high optical power. This optical power will help you to take data. Have the advantage as it has a advantage. There are a few limitations or disadvantages of Dumpy level. The limitations are given. Civil engineering may find it difficult in making accurate measurement, difficult in using. Suppose when you have a high or we have an elevated site, to look up is very difficult, or down. It is because they have a horizontal. It is horizontally. So remember we have Dumpy level and Theodolite. So now it is a Theodolite. Theodolite is a precise instrument used for measuring angle both horizontally and vertically. Remember, in Dumpy level it is only horizontally, no vertically. Theodolite can rotate along their horizontal axis as well as the vertical axis. Theodolite can rotate vertically in vertical axis and also in horizontal axis. But Dumpy level, it is only horizontal axis. The Theodolite is an instrument in surveying to measure horizontal and vertical angle. It displays vertical and horizontal angle. But Dumpy level display only horizontal angle. You see here part of theodolite. Here there is targeting site. Targeting site. Targeting site. When you want to sight, you target on that part. Also, objective lens. Objective lens. Display. LCD display. It means it is a their screen. Operating key. Circular wheel. Tripod where we put the tripod. Base plate. There is also handle. Handle screw. Center mark and the vertical plate. Horizontal what? Horizontal fine motion. Horizontal clamp also is called horizontal clamp. When you want to rotate horizontally, you use this. Tubular wheel. Tubular wheel, it is where we get a bubble. Also, you see here focusing ring. Focusing ring, when you want to focus, you focus here. Optical plummet. Communication port, leveling screw, battery case, because theodolite use battery. Now this is a battery case. A piece, telescope fine motion, telescope clamp. Telescope fine motion. It is a telescope fine motion. When you want to rotate telescope down or up or depression or elevation, you will use telescope fine motion. Telescope fine motion or telescope clamp. Trip latch or locking lever. This is the part of theodolite. Then theodolite also has application. Application of theodolite in surveying. Theodolite is a good instrument that we use in surveying. The application is this. Prolonging surveying line. When you have a surveying line and you need to prolong it, you will use theodolite. Point on line. If you want to put a point on a line, you can use now theodolite. Laying of horizontal angle. If you want to lay horizontal angle, you can use a theodolite because measure horizontal and the vertical angles. Determine the difference in elevation. You see, difference in elevation is that needed in masonry that we need to measure with our theodolite. Here in road construction, you can use you can use theodolite. So theodolite have several applications in surveying. So you have seen that, or you have seen more about Dumpy level and more about theodolite, but for the next you will see about calculation of elevation and distance from the data taken with Dumpy level and theodolite. But this is the end of this session. But remember, after this session, you have to go in practice. So let's now go to the practice. So now we are in the practice of surveying. Remember, in the classroom we have seen the topic called use of Dumpy level and theodolite as used in surveying operation. So we have here several tools, equipment, and material that are used in surveying. But let's now start with a Dumpy level. You see here, this is a Dumpy level. Dumpy level is fixed on the tripod, as you have seen in the class, in order to make a good operation. So this is tripod where we fix the Dumpy level and the Theodolite when you need to take a surveying data. Remember, surveying data is used for the calculation of the quantities and also in the design of like dam, house, bridge and road. So let's now start with how to use a Dumpy level. You have to take a Dumpy level first from the box and then fix on the tripod. You fix on the tripod. Remember, firstly, the tripod must be well fixed in the ground. Tripod must be well fixed in the ground, as you have seen also in level 3 in building setting out. The tripod must be fixed in the ground with their screw. Have to check where and then fix the Dumpy level. After fixing the Dumpy level, you have to level your Dumpy level using 2-foot screw. Using 2-foot screw. Here there is a bubble where must be centered in the center. You have to set it in the center. You have to set it in the center simply using 2-foot screw. It is very simple when you are familiar with it. You screw on. Now it is now set in the center. It means, remember Dumpy level, it have horizontal line of sight. Horizontal line of sight. You have to take the data from Dumpy level with the help of leveling staff like this. This is a leveling staff of 4 meters. This is a leveling staff of 5 meters. Yes, it is 5 meters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, when you want to read on the staff, it means here is 0. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It means it is graduated in decimeter. Because 10 graduation is meter, then it is now graduated in decimeter. First, let us see how to read the staff reading. This is 0, 1, 2, it means is decimeter. Then you have to read 0.1, 0.2 until 1. It means here is 1 decimeter. Then you have to use this with the help of another person, which will set the staff reading on the spot level. Let us now consider this point. Let us now consider this point. This point as a benchmark. And then you need the elevation of that point. So this point is known point elevation. It means it have elevation which is known. So now you have to study. Now you have to study. Now you have to see. No, now you have to determine the elevation of that point. It means the elevation of this point is known. For example, is 100. Now let's take backside reading here. So you have to take this point as a reference point in order to determine the elevation of the other point. Let's now focus. Focus on the stuff. You focus on the stuff until you read the 3 stadia area. Yes, here I look the 3 stadia area. Now I can start to read because I look it. For example, here I look 12 in the middle, 12.28. 12.28 in the middle. It means there 12.2. 12.2. It means 12 is starting there, then dot 2 is there. It means 12.20. It means 1 meter dot 220. Because this is graduating decimeter, then you have to convert decimeter into 2 meter. Then 12.2, it is 1.220 meter. So now this is how to use a dumpy level. After taking backside, you have to go to the other spot level. Remember, you have seen here 12.2. Now also you have to focus. You have to focus on the staff reading. Focus first. Then I have cited I have to search the staff reading. Now I have seen. Now here it is 18.2. 18.2. Remember here it is 12.2. Then here is 18.2. It means the difference between here and here, it is 6 decimeter. 6 decimeter. If we take 12.2 negative 18.2, you will get minus 6. It means here it is lower. Here it is lower than this. The peg B is lower than peg A 6 decimeter. It means 0.6 decimeter. Now this is the difference in elevation between those points. If you need to make it well, you will excavate 6 decimeter in order to have a leveled ground. So let's now finish with a dumpy level. Then after dumpy level, remember we have to use a theodolite. This is a theodolite. Also theodolite must be set on the tripod in order to use it well. This is a theodolite. Now, theodolite is this objective or telescope. This telescope is set at 180. Then this is vertical clamp. It means you see there, if you close this, now it is fixed. It is now fixed. Then you open like this. Now it is moved. Also, you have also horizontal movement. You have to open there. See? The difference between dumpy level and theodolite is vertical movement of the telescope. On the dumpy level doesn't move. It remains horizontally. So, if you need to use theodolite, you will need first to put the instrument where you need to start. It means this is optical plummet. It have optical plummet. You have to see where there is. You open, you can see where there is a starting point. So let's now start. This was an introduction. Let's now start how to use a theodolite. You open first theodolite like this. Now in the screen you see the vertical angle and the horizontal angle. Theodolite, like a dumpy level, you must first level it using a foot screw. Using a foot screw. Then the bubble must be centered. Now the bubble is centered, and then you have to level the upper bubble like this. Then this is the vertical angle, horizontal angle. Then you must set 0 set in order to have starting. If you start there, now it is a 0 set. Horizontally, this, remember the cycle have 360 degrees. If you set here 0 set, it means this is 0 or starting point of horizontal movement. This is now a 0 set. Then, if you rotate like this, you see that is clockwise. Then the angle is now increasing. If we rotate counterclockwise, now the angle is decreasing. So this is about the horizontal angle. Then vertical angle, also when you rotate the telescope, also the vertical angle change. Now we are on vertical angle of 96. So it means 0 vertical angle start with there. 0 vertical angle. It is there. And then if you turn it like this, it is now 30. It means here it is now 90. On 90, it is on the horizontal. From the zenith angle, it is now the horizontal, like a Dumpy level. If you put your telescope down, like this, we have now here 98. It means you have a depression angle of 8 from the horizontal. Now you have 8 depression angle. It means downward angle of 8. If you put the up, you will have now another elevated angle of any number. So then you will need to read on the stuff, reading like the Dumpy level. But remember, in the calculation of cutting and feed, you will use a trigonometric number in order to have the difference in height, where you will need cosine, sine, and tan. So thanks. The next session will be about how to calculate the data, or how to use the data in order to have a elevation from Dumpy level and Theodolite. Thanks.
Mubyeyi, urifuza guteganyiriza umwana wawe ejo heza? Gana mu mashuri ya apejerwa ariyo Lycee de Ruhango-IKIREZI hamwe na Emeru Intwari. Muri Lycee de Ruhango-IKIREZI tubafitiye amashami akurikira: Culinary Art cyangwa se ibijyanye n'ubutetsi. Hari level 1, level 3, level 4 ndetse na level 5. Food and Beverage Services tubafitiye level 3, level 4 ndetse na level 5. Tubafitiye kandi Accounting cyangwa se ibaruramari level 3, level 4 ndetse na level 5. Tubafitiye n'ubukanishi bw'amamodoka mu byiciro bikurikira: Auto Engine Technology level 3, Auto Transmission and Control System Technology level 4, Automobile Transmission and Control System Technology level 5. Tubafitiye n'ubwubatsi, Masonry level ya 3, level ya 4 ndetse na level ya 5. Tubafitiye Tourism, ubukerarugendo level ya 3, iya 4 ndetse n'iya 5. Turabibutsa ko tubafitiye n'icyiciro rusange Tonkome. Naho muri Emeru Intwari tubafitiye amashami y'umwaka umwe akurikira: Automotive Technology, ubukanishi bw'amamodoka level ya mbere, Hairdressing, ubwiza no gutunganya umusatsi level ya mbere, Tailoring, ubudozi level ya mbere, Masonry, ubwubatsi level ya mbere. Muri aya mashuri yombi tubafitiye abarimu b'inzobere, harimo n'abaturuka hanze y'igihugu. Tubafitiye kandi n'amacumbi y'abakobwa ndetse n'ay'abahungu. Abanyeshuri bacu bakora ingendo shuri mu gihugu ndetse no hanze yacyo. Tubaha umwanya wo kwimenyereza umwuga mu bigo bijyanye n'ibyo biga. Dukorera kandi graduation abanyeshuri basoje amasomo yabo. Aya mashuri aherereye mu mujyi wa Ruhango hafi ya gare. Ku bindi bisobanuro mwaduhamagara kuri 0788636219 cyangwa se 0722356668. Mwanaduhamagara kandi kuri 0788336213 cyangwa se 0788202285. Mwanadusura kuri website y'ishuri www.apejerwa.ac.rw. Umurimo ukozwe neza utuma batugirira icyizere.